This is John Pluta, GeorgiaBees.blogspot.com. What I'm fixing to show you today here is how I feed flower in the springtime as a pollen substitute to increase the queen's brood rearing. What I use are my regular silver aluminum pans that I use to dry my pollen with in the summertime. These I get at new restaurant supply houses for like $10 to $12. You can get them used for $5 to $10 at used restaurant supply. What I'm using is just plain white unbleached flour. The reason I'm doing this is I have a 50 hive small yard behind me here. This is just for time savings in the springtime. I used to feed pollen patties, but I'm getting away from that a little bit because the small hive beetles, they like the pollen patties as much as the bees do. By doing this outside, it keeps things dry. You can do this in good weather. I basically take this up each night. This is old pollen that was damaged from either wax moths, small hive beetles, or it might have gotten too moist and wet. When the pollen or the flower, if it were to get too dry, you can take a rolling pin and flatten it out to make it turn it back into a powder again. What I'm doing is all by itself, the white flour is just too fine, and the bees tend to get lost kind of in it. If you don't have anything, you can do it that way. What I do is I mix the flour in with the old pollen. This 50 hive yard right here, they will go through a 5-pound bag each day. Then what I do is mix it and blend it up a little bit. What I'm trying to do is get the fine pollen mixed in with the old flour so the bees don't get overwhelmed by it. If you look on the back of their legs, they are gathering it up and putting it in their pollen baskets just like flour, or just like pollen. Because flour is high in protein, the bees are using this in place of pollen, and it stimulates the queen for more brood rearing in the springtime. This is the first week of January here in middle Georgia. In South Georgia and Florida, I start doing this in December, and in South Georgia early January also. Depending on where you're at in the country, just go by how your weather is. For the controversial methods of people that want to do the tile-in for antibiotics for fall brood, this is also another time that you can mix this in also. If you look at the trees behind me, there's no leaves on them. There's no honey flow going on. You could also do terramycin, but I found that terramycin is not working as well as the tile-in. The tile-in's a little more expensive, but you don't need as much of it. For the people that don't have used pollen, another thing you can do is use sand or small gravel. It's basically the same thing. And as you see, the bees enjoy it and love it, and they use the heck out of it. And I was just keeping my eyes on sale, but just plain unbleached flour, anywhere from 99 cents, from $1 to $2 a bag. Hope this helps. John Pluta, GeorgiaBees.blogspot.com.